Hi guys, welcome back to Lasting Peace. We are on to our second video of week 4 in the study Beyond Belief, Jesus Saved You, Now What? And as I mentioned last week, we're talking about freedom now and how freedom relates to spiritual maturity. There is a passage that I think most people, whether they believe in Christ or not, have heard and will quote from the scriptures, and it says, "All things are lawful for me, but not all things are profitable. All things are lawful for me." And I just forgot the second part. You know what I mean. We're all familiar with that passage. And that honestly is a very clear way of describing how we feel about freedom. It means I can do anything I want and you can't stop me. And I think a lot of times that we can take advantage of that as Christians. This idea of I can do whatever I want, God will forgive me. And Paul talks and warns against that later on in his epistles as well. But I want to point out to you today, in the Greek, that phrase, all things are lawful, is actually used as an aphorism, or it's in quotes, basically almost slightly sarcastically, and it's, all things are lawful for me, as in, yes, but. And so if you look at it from that perspective, you really have to wonder, if all things are lawful, the next part, the but, they aren't all profitable. Let me read to you Galatians 5:13 through 15, and you'll see what one of the dangers of exploiting our freedom is. It says, "For you were called to freedom, brothers, only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh. For through love serve one another. For the whole law is fulfilled in one word, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. But if you bite and devour one another, watch out that you are not consumed by one another." So, under the law, there were a lot of different rules and regulations about how to treat your neighbor. And if you were a strict law follower, you probably treated everybody pretty well, whether you were sincere or not. But now that you're free, what happens? There stands the possibility of abusing that freedom and biting and devouring others, saying, "This is my right, these are my freedoms," and stomping on others. The other side of that, actually, is abusing our freedom when Paul says all things are lawful, but not all things are profitable. If you think about other things that are legal, smoking, drinking. Now, I'm not saying that those are sins. I enjoy alcohol occasionally. But those are examples of things that are lawful, but not always profitable. Personally, I struggled with an eating disorder for many years. And sure, I wasn't not a Christian because I was starving myself. It was lawful, but it wasn't profitable. I was killing myself, but I was abusing my freedom, and I said that in as many words to my parents so many times. It's my life. I'll do what I want. Leave me alone. Freedom can destroy us, and freedom can destroy others. But listen to this. This is where it gets good. This is Galatians 5:16. He says, "But I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh." And we'll study a little bit later in this book as well what the fruits of the Spirit are. And when we walk by the Spirit, we can have and enjoy and indulge in all of our freedoms without harming others or ourselves. The Spirit teaches us how to use freedom so that we might love and serve others and take care of ourselves with humility and righteousness. Thanks so much. I'll see y'all next week.